Exciting announcement. 90-Day Fiancé star Shaeeda Sween is expecting another child. Exciting announcement for enthusiasts of the renowned reality series 90-Day Fiancé. The cherished pair Shaeeda Sween and Bilal Hazziez are poised to embark on a new chapter in their life. Shaeeda is expecting another child, and Bilal is elated by the announcement. Bilal stated, "We have anticipated this moment for an extended period. This is the greatest blessing of our lives." Shaeeda is also elated. "I am thankful. I am fortunate. This small life embodies our love," she remarks of her second experience of parenting. Upon the dissemination of this favorable news, their admirers and intimate associates inundated social media with congratulatory messages. All anticipate that the introduction of a new guest into the couple's lives will convey a message of love, blessings, and joy. On a tranquil morning in Kansas City, Shaeeda sat silently in the backyard garden, sipping herbal tea and observing the dawn. A gentle breeze stirred the jasmine blooms, while birds chirped overhead, reflecting the delight blossoming in her heart. She delicately placed a palm on her abdomen, a radiant smile illuminating her face. Following months of prayers, muted aspirations, and hushed fantasies, the moment had ultimately arrived. Shaeeda was once more pregnant. Bilal exited, clutching a small baby onesie in his hand. His eyes glimmered with enthusiasm and sentiment. "I remain incredulous," he said, kneeling beside her. "We are expecting another child, Shaeeda." She inclined towards him, putting her head upon his shoulder. "I believe the universe has finally acknowledged us," she stated gently. "This infant represents the resolution to all our experiences, the anxieties, the sorrow, the recovery." Their expedition had not been facile. Following their initial defeat, the pair endured months of ambiguity. There were instances when Shaeeda contemplated whether she would have another opportunity. Nevertheless, amidst every heartbreak, Bilal remained her steadfast anchor. "Do you recall the evening we sat on the porch following that storm when you remarked, 'Perhaps we needed to lose something to understand its value upon its return?'" she inquired. Bilal acquiesced. It is now re-emerging as a diminutive heartbeat. As time progressed, their residence evolved into a hub of preparations. Gentle pastel walls adorned in the nursery, piles of infant literature and ultrasound images displayed on the refrigerator. Shaeeda's yoga studio experienced a reduction in classes as she prioritized self-care, meditation, and nurturing her developing pregnancy. Their devoted admirers, dedicated since their reality television inception, eagerly followed every update. Social media was inundated with messages, some from fellow mothers, others from admirers who had traversed analogous experiences. Hashtags such as Baby Hazziez and Shaeeda Blessed Again were trending globally. Bilal shared a poignant video expressing gratitude to their followers. "This is not merely a celebration for us. It is for all those who have ever lost hope and subsequently rediscovered it," he stated. However, among the joy, an unexpected turn occurred when Shaeeda received an anonymous letter. A young woman from another nation, grappling with infertility, reached out as a fan. The letter conveyed anguish, yet also reverence. "Your presence has imbued me with fortitude. Your bravery in sharing and rekindling hope has rescued me." Shaeeda, profoundly touched, shared a message. "Motherhood encompasses more than childbirth. It embodies love, resilience, and providing support for others. To all women who are waiting, healing, or mourning, you are acknowledged. You possess strength." Her statements gained widespread popularity. Several months later, on a temperate spring afternoon, Shaeeda delivered a beautiful daughter whom they named Noura, or Light. As Bilal cradled their daughter for the first time, he murmured through tears, "You are the illumination that restored us." The couple's romantic narrative, previously shared with the public amid turmoil and uncertainty, has now reached its conclusion. They transcended their status as mere reality TV stars. They became parents, survivors, and emblems of hope. As the sun fell over their Kansas City residence, laughter reverberated throughout the house, enveloping their lives in a cocoon of warmth, faith, and unwavering love. Nevertheless, Shaeeda Sween remained silently seated in the rear of the Uber, her hands anxiously clasped on her lap. The sky over Kansas City was clouded, reflecting her somber disposition. Today was a significant milestone in her 90-day journey as she was scheduled to meet with a lawyer. Following weeks of conflict with Bilal Haziz on the prenuptial agreement he proposed, she ultimately resolved to obtain legal counsel. The prenuptial agreement, prepared by Bilal's attorney, had left her feeling disquieted. Although she acknowledged Bilal's intention to safeguard his possessions and his children's future, she perceived the paper as conveying a sentiment of distrust. Upon entering the law office, the receptionist welcomed her cordially. However, Shaeeda's heart was racing. As she sat opposite attorney Linda Morrison, a composed woman in her 50s with a mild disposition and intense gaze, the gravity of the situation began to dawn on her. "I reviewed the prenuptial agreement you provided," Linda stated, placing a substantial document on the desk. "To be candid, Shaeeda, this document is markedly biased." Shaeeda gulped audibly. "What is your meaning?" Linda inclined her body forward. "You have minimal protection here. There is no reference to spousal support, no provisions regarding future shared income, and no mention of the yoga studio you intend to establish. Should you relinquish your life in Trinidad and Tobago, go here, establish a new existence, and subsequently encounter failure, you would depart with nothing." Shaeeda gazed at the document, her thoughts reverting to the discussions, or more accurately, disputes, she and Bilal had engaged in. His captivating smile frequently concealed his obstinacy, and regarding finances, he became frigid and methodical. "I do not desire his financial support," she stated softly. "However, I desire a sense of security. Secured. I desire to be valued for more than merely my role as a wife." Linda acquiesced. "Consequently, we must engage in negotiations. This agreement currently does not constitute a partnership. It signifies fear." Later that evening, Shaeeda returned home to Bilal, who was seated in his austere living room, engrossed on his phone. "I consulted a lawyer," she stated quietly. Bilal gazed upward, astonished. "Did you?" "Affirmative. She informed me that this prenuptial agreement offers me no protection whatsoever. Bilal, if you choose to marry me, I require acknowledgement. Not merely as a guest. Not merely as a prospective liability. As your peer." Bilal was silent for an extended duration. He stated, "I did not intend to evoke that feeling in you." "However, you did," she responded assertively. "If we are to progress, I desire our future documented in writing. I seek a provision that endorses my aspiration to establish a yoga studio. I seek assurance that relinquishing my home, my employment, and my entire existence will not result in being left with nothing should this endeavor fail." For once, Bilal lacked a rebuttal. Instead, he gazed into her eyes and stated, "Okay. Let us return to the table. Together." For the first time in weeks, Shaeeda had a resurgence of hope within her, not due to the resolution of her problems, but because she had finally discovered her voice. He ultimately decided to heed. Nevertheless, the sun set behind the Kansas City skyline, casting a golden glow over the tranquil suburban area where Bilal Haziz and Shaeeda Sween resided. Tension permeated their home, akin to a thundercloud poised to unleash its fury. Shaeeda perched on the couch's edge, grasping a little velvet notepad with her bridal aspirations. Every detail she had envisioned since infancy. From the floral arrangements to the Caribbean drum entrance, each page was imbued with her affection, her heritage, and her aspiration for a fairy tale conclusion. Bilal traversed the room, his hands inserted in his pockets, his brows knitted. He had been unusually silent during the day. Shaeeda perceived it. "Bilal," she continued gently, "you have been aloof. Is there an issue?" He ceased his pacing and regarded her with eyes laden with doubt. Subsequently, in a subdued tone, he articulated, "We are not prepared to proceed down that aisle." The words penetrated the silence with precision. Shaeeda blinked, astonished. "What do you imply by stating we are unprepared?" "We have been strategizing this for some months. I abandoned all in Trinidad for you." "I am aware," he stated, taking a seat near her. "I am not implying that I do not love you. I concur. However, marriage is enduring. I sense that we are still acquiring the skills to coexist in the same environment. You desire children at this moment. I am uncertain if I do. Your intention is to instruct yoga. I envisioned establishing a family enterprise. Our lives appear to be operating in parallel rather than in unison. Her voice quavered, yet she endeavored to remain composed. Are you suggesting that we terminate it?
No.
We must decelerate. Entering into matrimony due to a visa constraint is not an expression of love. It is an imposition. Shaeeda rose, causing her notebook to tumble to the ground. You have made commitments, Bilal. You led me to believe this was genuine. Now you are speaking as though I were a liability. That is not what I articulated, Bilal stated, standing alongside her. However, I desire for us to succeed. Merely endure. She averted her gaze, tears commencing to accumulate in her eyes. Are you aware of the sensation of completely uprooting your life, only to be informed we're not prepared, as if you are canceling dinner arrangements? Quietude. Subsequently, the residence remained tranquil that evening. Shaeeda reclined on the patio, gazing at the stars while silently uttering a prayer. Within, Bilal observed her through the glass, conflicted by affection and trepidation. They were engaged in couples therapy, positioned adjacent to one another yet emotionally detached. The counselor requested that they enumerate their greatest apprehensions regarding marriage. Bilal stated, I am losing my tranquility and reiterating the errors of my first marriage. Shaeeda expressed, diminishing my self-worth due to another's indecisiveness. Their responses catalyzed a revelation. After several weeks, they engaged in a genuine conversation. Concerning trauma. Concerning anticipations. Concerning the life they aspired to construct. Not individually, not hastily, but collaboratively. The aisle was unadorned. No opulent location. A serene garden in Trinidad, encircled by friends and family. Bilal grasped Shaeeda's hand firmly as they walked together, this time without of uncertainty. He said as they neared the altar, Now we are prepared. On this occasion, she placed her trust in him. Shaeeda Sween sat beside Bilal Haziz in the contemporary kitchen of their Kansas City residence. Her fingers anxiously tapped the marble counter while she observed him, impatience gradually growing beneath her prepared smile. The sunshine filtering through the windows failed to illuminate the oppressive atmosphere between them. We have been wed for 6 months, Bilal, she said gently. I remain unaware of your income. Bilal, attired in his customary immaculate shirt and impeccably shined shoes, reclined on his chair with his arms crossed. Shaeeda, why is it significant? I manage the expenses. We reside in an exquisite property, and you possess your yoga studio. What is the reason for your emphasis on numerical data? Shaeeda inhaled deeply. Marriage encompasses not only comfort, but also trust. I departed from my home, my nation, and all that was familiar to me. I still feel that I do not completely understand you. He gazed at her briefly, then rose and approached the window. It is not that I lack trust in you, he articulated deliberately. I have observed the consequences when financial matters interfere with relationships. Shaeeda's voice quivered slightly. Why did we execute that prenuptial agreement prior to discussing finances as partners? The term prenup loomed ominously in the room, akin to a tempestuous cloud. Bilal faced her again. That was intended to safeguard my children's future. You asserted your comprehension. I believed I had. However, it now appears that you are concealing information. I seek not your wealth, Bilal. I desire a life founded on integrity. I am your wife, not an unfamiliar somebody you seek to impress. The silence prolonged. That evening, Shaeeda conferred with her attorney, a composed yet assertive woman named Clarissa. May I request a comprehensive financial disclosure from him? She inquired. Certainly, Clarissa affirmed. You possess a legal right to be informed about your spouse's financial circumstances. This marriage cannot succeed if he continues to conceal himself behind quiet. Later that evening, Shaeeda addressed Bilal once more, her voice more assertive than previously. I am not here to engage in speculation. If you cannot disclose something as fundamental as your income, what else are you concealing? Bilal's countenance altered. For the first time, the self-assured, poised man appeared, unsettled. It is more intricate than you perceive. Please assist me in comprehending, she stated softly. The following morning, Bilal positioned a substantial folder on the table: tax returns, business revenues, investment reports. I earn significantly more than you likely assumed, he conceded. However, I required assurance that this relationship was genuine and not financially motivated. Shaeeda gradually opened the folder and then gazed at him. It was perpetually authentic. However, it now genuinely feels equitable. Their journey had commenced, yet for the first time, they traversed it collectively, free from concealed truths. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. I hope your day is going well. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.